We're just staying. Ah. All right, hello, everybody, let's get started. Let's get started. Greetings and welcome, everyone. Any new visitors tonight to the club? Welcome. How did you find out about us?
I've seen you on Facebook and my emails and different things. I love photography, so.
Great, well, welcome. If you want more club,
My name's Jen Conroy.
Jen. If you want more club information, come see me. It's available on our website as well.
Yeah, I think he emailed me a bunch of information.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Did you submit any pictures?
I have not.
How about next month?
Possible.
There you go.
All right, our next meeting is Tuesday, April 28th. Assigned subject is black and white.
Yes.
And
Just a little excitement.
excited. Carl brought up a good point that you don't necessarily have to go out and take new photos. You can reprocess your color into black and white, and there's many presets in Lightroom and Nik, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there's lots of black and white presets, and then of course you can modify them to your liking. So many modern cameras also have black and white picture settings or whatever they're called. So you can actually go look through your viewfinder in black and white. It's good for composition. So that's next month. Photos are due the Monday the week before, April 20th. And member Hans Smits will be presenting on black and white portraits. And just a reminder, our full schedule is available on our website all the time under the events page. So you can see our assignments, meeting dates, the presenters for all of 2026 is on there. So exhibits, Jim Neville. When's our next exhibit?
Just to let you know, our next exhibit, so just so you guys can get prepared, will be for 3 months here at the Broomfield Community Center, right? That wall right there starts June, July, and August. We also have the Broomer House in June, to let you know. We also have become the club of the rich and famous and sophisticated and dashing. And some of our own members, Bill being one of those, has gotten into Broomfield lifestyle. So congratulations. He's among the rich and famous. That for you. 10 here too. Oh, there you are. Okay, there. So Tim also has made it several times into this. Fortunately, work for both these cars are Lamborghinis and Porsches. So
All right, where's the keys to my car?
In someplace. Jim Neville had 2 pictures in the Jack's calendar for this year.
Yeah.
Hey.
Congratulations.
I got a $2 toy Porsche for that.
They do pay you though, right?
Yeah, actually, if you make it to one of the county, they give you $50 a picture. A coupon, they give you a list to win and buy some. So I gave that to my wife and bought something with it, and I got cash. So
Nice. All right, is Harry Schuessler here tonight? You want to talk about the balloon festival?
Yeah, so Erie has an annual hot air balloon festival, and this year it will take place on July 10th, 11th, and 12th. So on each of those days, they have an AM launch. And on the Saturday, they did it the first time last year, what they call a balloon glow. And it was really spectacular. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. So I live 10 minutes from the field. So if people want to park in front of my house instead, because the parking is at the Erie High School, you can park in front of my house, and I'll send this information out as we get closer. And it's a 10-minute walk. The launch, they say it's at 6:15, but I get there before 6 just to scope out the spots.
AM?
AM, yes.
That's before that,
And it's quite, I've done it for the last 6 years or 5 years, so it didn't have during COVID. And it's a nice event depending on weather, obviously, so. If the skies are nice and the sun's coming up and you have some clouds, you get some good photos, so, I'd be happy to, lead an expedition for the club there. And I'll send you the information.
Okay, and I'll share that in a follow-up email to all the members.
And I will shoot I go every morning and I'll do the balloon glow, so I'm gonna shoot all 3 days, so you don't have to do that, but just wanna show up one day, that's fine.
All right.
But I was very impressed by the balloon glow, so that was fun.
Could someone close that door back there?
I got it.
Too much noise coming from the basketball court. Okay. We also have 2 more club outings happening. May 16th, the Louisville Criterion Bike Race. I'll be leading that one, and we'll be doing sports photography and try different techniques on photographing bicyclists, blurring the background, freezing the bicyclist, and whatever else suits your fancy. So that's Saturday, May 16th. So if you want to join us, email the club. I think we have 3 people signed up so far. There's also a White Sands National Park outing, the week of August 10th through the 14th. And we're in the process of applying for a permit to photograph after dark, photograph the night skies in White Sands. Normally the park closes at sundown. So the Park Service has our application and the superintendent is reviewing it. So hopefully we get approved. So there's 17 people signed up for that. We're going to limit it to 25. So we still have room if you want to go. Just email the club. And what else? We need volunteers to staff 2 booths this year at 2 events. First one is Nature Fest, August 15th at Metzger Farm. So if you want to volunteer and help us promote the club, we're going to have a booth there. And also at Broomfield Days on September 19th, we're going to share a booth with the Broomfield Open Space Foundation. And they're going to be selling the calendar that we're collaborating on again this year. We did one last year. We're going to do a new 2027 calendar collaborating with the Open Space Foundation. And they're going to sell it as a fundraiser as they did last year. So if you would love to volunteer for either of those events, email the club, talk to me. And also a reminder to go out and create photos of Broomfield open spaces, wildlife, and trails for the calendar, and then submit your photos. So spring's upon us, so get out there and create. Tim?
Do you have a due date for those yet?
Yes. And I don't have it with me. July 25th comes to mind. I'll double check that, but I think it's July 25th.
Yeah, I have a file set up, but the only pictures in there so far, mine.
Don't let Carl win them all.
Yeah.
All right, what else? Please take a moment to silence your phones. And I think that's all the announcements I have. Any other announcements? Lonnie.
Okay, so I brought in 4 items that are sitting in the back there. One's a photography class, 2 are polo shirts that have Lumix G on it, and technical kind of shirts, and then a t-shirt. And, just make an offer for it, and the money's 100% is gonna go to the club for whatever they need. So during the break, if you take a look, please come to me again. Cash is what they need. I'll take credit cards or all that, so, okay, that's it.
Is that for the Porsche?
Yeah, help with their Porsche. Porsche.
To help find the keys.
Yeah. And we typically ask for donations June, July to pay for our Zoom membership and other things, so we'll be announcing that. So tonight we have member Wendy Keefover presenting on photographing wildlife in Yellowstone. So looking forward to that. So after Wendy's presentation, we'll take a short break and then view member photos. And then Gary has a special surprise for us. All right, is that
We're
it?
ready.
Did you bring cookies? Cause I know you can make good cookies.
Not tonight.
No. I'll do the cookies over Zoom.
Okay. I want a really big one though.
Just
Okay.
bake your own.
Yeah, I know, right?
Could I get a volunteer to operate the lights back there? Yeah, here we go.
And I'm
Have you presented on Zoom before, Wendy?
How do I get it?
So your co-host, you just do.
Please come up and help me. Sorry.
Teach them to fish.
I forgot to welcome all the folks on Zoom tonight, like we have several. So welcome all.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I have a lot of photos and I know that we have someone who's visually impaired in here, so I'm gonna attempt to describe some of them, but I might get tired because there's a lot. So when you're going to Yellowstone to photograph wildlife, of course, there's some very large and dangerous wildlife, and so it's best to be prepared. So this depiction here is like how close you can get to those wildlife. So 100 yards for bears, lions, and wolves and lions. And then bison is 25 yards. And always carry, if you're going to be in the backcountry, carry bear spray, have it accessible. Don't have it buried in your pack.
Don't want them.
So
Walk with someone slower.
walk with someone slower. So I'm gonna start with the boring stuff and then we'll get to the good stuff. So I know that people think that birds are boring because when we get to Sylvan Lake, which is this high altitude lake, there's always these really cool ducks that hang out there. And we always stop and we have all our photographic gear and it's super early in the morning and people come by and they stop, what do you see? What do you see? And we're like, duck. And they're like, oh. So these are Barrow's golden eye. The one on the left is the female and the one on the right is a male. So they're in some icy water. And this is a male ruddy duck in breeding colors. He's got that bright blue bill and gorgeous ruddy colored feathers. This is an eared grebe, and they have almost like a phosphorescent eyeball. It's so bright. And they have that really cool feathers coming around from around the eye, which is unusual. And these are harlequins, and they are only in Yellowstone in the springtime. So the males will come in, they set up on like a really fast rushing water. And after they get kind of a nest situation set up, then the males take off and they go back to like the coast of like British Columbia.
What's the key for shooting them in the water?
The key for shooting them in the water is to get there at the right time of day. Because like usually afternoon, the light is a little bit better, but it tends to be kind of cloudy all the time when we're in Yellowstone. So it's always tricky. So the bigger lens that you can have, the better. So I recommend if you can, rent a lens if you don't have one, because it's so great to have one. So when you have like two objects like this, you want to have a smaller aperture. So like on my big lens, it's an f4, it's a 600 millimeter. This I would probably take it something like f7, so I could get them both into focus. And I shoot fully manual when I'm photographing. I just learned to do that like a couple of years ago, but I've noticed that my colors are just coming out so much better. It's really hard to learn how to do, but that way you can expose for time, and you just can set everything up on your dial so you can move your dials really quickly. So it's, you know, all dependent on the camera that you have. And here's the harlequins in the river. So they go for a swim to get food, and they like dive into this. It's just a raging river. It's unbelievable to watch them. It's very cool. And then they hop out on the rocks, and then they groom and just rest for a bit, and then they go back in. And this is my best duck photo. It's cinnamon teals. Actually, it's Becca's photo. I just grabbed it, but the beautiful rusty male, and then the brown female in front of him. And the male has a beautiful red eye. And this is a common merganser. I love mergansers. The females have like a David Bowie haircut. It's really cool, kind of sticky up stuff that sometimes they put up. And this one, you can see the duck's reflection. The problem with ducks is you can just sit there and take 1,000 or 3,000 pictures because they're just kind of sitting there. And this is a sora. It's a bird that kind of hangs out in the grass, and oh my goodness, it's really hard to photograph. They're really elusive. This is a what kind of grouse is this, Beck?
Sage. Sage grouse.
Is it? No,
Yep.
is it
Nope.
dusky?
Sage.
Okay, this is a sage grouse. I really like this photo. I took it many years ago. It's the grouse is on a log, and he's framed by 2 other logs, and the logs have been fire burned. So it makes a nice frame. And this is one I took a couple years ago with the better camera lens. See, it's a better picture. And this is a rough grouse. So you're right, that was a dusky. So we were in the backcountry, and I didn't want to leave my big lens in the car, so I just stuck it in like a backpacking backpack, and this guy popped out, and I was like, oh my gosh. So we pulled it out, and I'm like, you know, propping it up on my knees, using my knees as a tripod. And so he's standing on a log there, and then there's the same bird in the grass.
Well,
When it comes to catching those things, they just pop up anywhere. So you just, like when you said, you have to be ready. You just don't ever know.
So this is a raven, and they're called the wolf bird. And I just read like an abstract of a paper. So the ravens know, they have like a territory, and they know everything in their territory. And when something's amiss, they notice it right away. And if there's like a dead animal, they'll alert the wolves or some other animal to come and open up the carcass so that they can feed, which is really cool. So they have a definite symbiotic relationship with the wolves.
wow.
Yeah, super cool.
Who
I just love them too, because they're just really smart and funny.
I've
So-
read they can recognize people's faces.
Yeah, they can. So can crows too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, they're just super intelligent animals. So this one's standing on a road sign that says Northeast Entrance. And these are Cassin's finch. So I counted them, there's 30 of them there, and they are just like these really beautiful finches. Of course, it's kind of drab light, so it's hard to see. And a bluebird. The mountain bluebirds are just that blue. They're just incredible. And in the springtime, that's how they have that breeding colors. So there's one up close. And that's the female. So she's kind of got a gray breast with a little bit of orange at the top, and then a blue tail. And she's standing on a log with snow next to it. And this is a something warbler.
Yellow rumped warbler.
Thank you. Yellow rump warbler.
Whose rump is black.
Underside.
Oh, the underside.
Yeah. And this is I know this is one of your favorites,
White
Carl.
crown.
White crown, yep. So I put 2 in just for you, Carl. And this is the eastern kingbird. And there's so many varieties of swallows up there. It's incredible. These are tree swallows, and these are pretty common down here too. But there's one place, and I've never been able to capture the birds flying there, but they're these cliff swallows, and there's this whole like rock face where the swallows come out of the wall, like hundreds of them. But I think I have the camera that can do that now. So These are two tree swallows. They're kind of blue and they're sort of fighting over probably a cavity nest there. And a hummingbird alighting on a tree branch. And this is a white-faced ibis. They're these little tiny ibis, and I've actually photographed them here at Caroline Holmberg. So they're really cool, really beautiful. They're known to be like in Florida and places like that. And this is a robin. We got stuck. We couldn't get into the park because there was a big snowstorm and we couldn't get into the pass. They had to plow it before we could get up. So we were just kind of hanging down in the lowlands, and we were doing all these bird photography last time. Same bird. This is a western spotted towhee standing on a burn log. So buffy orange and black and white with a red eye. And this is a Clark's nutcracker. So so have you guys heard about white bark pine? Have you heard of that tree that's in Yellowstone area? So it's a really important tree that lives in the Yellowstone, but it's almost extinct because of climate change. And so insect infestation and all the fires and stuff has pretty much wiped it out. It's actually a listed threatened species. But Clark's nutcracker are dependent on it, and so are grizzly bears. The Yellowstone grizzly bears are highly dependent on that nut. This is a red-tailed hawk that has prey in its claws, and another red-tail, just kind of miserable in the snowstorm, all puffed up.
Wendy, hello.
Yeah.
It's amazing how a lot of these birds are at your eye level. How is that happening? And not all above you.
That one I took from the inside of a vehicle. I just happened to see it and I was like, pull over. So we pulled over. This one, we were on a cliff, like the edge of a cliff, and it was like flying toward us. This one was just kind of flitting around like at the ground level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, just beautiful. We get those in our backyard. They're just beautiful birds though.
In Yellowstone, there's a lot of little small like ravines and valleys and stuff, and you can walk up it a little ways and position yourself so that you are more at an eye level.
This is osprey nest. So there's a mom and a baby osprey side by side. And this was just right next to the highway as you're going into Yellowstone. And this is a peregrine falcon. This was early morning. We were just like, we were on a cliff face and the tree was just kind of coming up and it was overlooking Yellowstone Lake, but they're just such beautiful birds. And then, okay, so now we're getting to rodents. Okay, so there's two kinds of marmots. Anybody want to hazard guess what kind this is?
Male and female.
Yellow belly, yay! Yeah, got it. Okay. So these guys are hanging out on two rocks, sunning themselves, and very cute and bristly. This was at the cabins where we were staying. I just loved it because it says Maverick right next to it. And then this is the other type. This is a hoary marmot, and these are more high altitude. They're not as common as the yellow belly. And that's
where you to it.
Pretty close. You can get really close to marmots up there for some reason. Yeah, but I also have a big lens.
I have a photo of me and a colleague of ours standing about 10 feet from a yellow
A little
belly.
bit further than that, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, they're fairly tame, that's it. And this is the least chipmunk. They're probably the most common chipmunk, like in North America. And this is a golden mantle ground squirrel, really pretty with all the reds and oranges and stuff. This is Uinta ground squirrel. These guys are everywhere, and they basically feed the carnivores in the park. So, from grizzly bears on down. And then this one was gathering hay. And this is what is it? It is a chicory. So we have these in Colorado. I've actually photographed them here, but they're so cute. With those big eyes, and you can see those feet. Look how enormous the claws are on the feet, which must help it to scramble up tree branches and stuff. Okay, one of my favorite animals,
Pika?
pika. Yeah. Anybody want to make a pika sound? Yeah, good. This I took in the fall, so it's gathering hay for, it has to survive. They don't hibernate, so they eat, so they have to gather all that they're gonna eat during the winter.
Where do they keep it all?
In a little rock den like this, so it's always like, you find free fields like this is like the best place to find them. In Rocky Mountain Park, it's, you know where if you're way up on the Trail Ridge Road and you're above Timberline and there's that stone bathroom up there, do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's always pikas there, but man, the wind is fierce, so bring a winter coat if you're gonna photograph.
These guys
pikas
are
there.
not far from Hell Roaring, right?
No, these, this is actually Sylvan, just over
Is
Sylvan.
it Sylvan? Okay.
Yeah, this is over Sylvan Pass. This was taken outside the park on the Beartooth Highway. We went up to shoot mountain goats and we didn't see any, but we found pikas and we also found a long-tailed weasel, which is really cool. So they're just so cute. Just want to squeeze it and kiss it. Okay, so bovids and cervids. So this is from the Cody side as you're going into the park. There's always male bighorn sheep in the springtime there. You can't miss it. If you go in the morning time, they're right on the highway, and they're there in the evening sometimes too. And so these guys were like down in the road and we just kind of pulled over for a second, but I'm always like frothing to get to the bears, so we don't stay too long for the bighorn.
There you go.
But oops.
They're literally butting heads, right?
Yeah, they
It's
yeah.
loud, it's like a gunshot, it's like when they hit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then this is right next to the road. He's just running there, creating like a little avalanche of dirt behind him with the big horns. With the hind feet kicking up there. And then here's one just standing still looking back. And then this is Beck and I, gosh, this is probably 10 years ago. It says, "Caution, bison are wild and dangerous, do not approach." So
Every year you hear about some foolish person getting gored by a bison.
yes, it's really common. They look so peaceful and calm and like you could just walk right up to it. But this is like 2 tons of power and people get their cars mashed up by them. I mean, they're super dangerous. I've yelled at people more than once not to get too close to the bison, especially when they have calves, then it's super dangerous.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, when they're migrating back into the park, so they come in from Montana, they go out for the winter and then they come back in. They just use the highway and the road system. So sometimes you can't even move, They're just all, in the springtime, they come in. And it's really nice to be able to get them when there's snow because you get that nice contrast. And then here's a brand new born calf, and you can see the umbilical cord still on the calf
Wow.
right there. Bright green grass, it's just blooming up.
And that's just probably down from where maybe there's snow, because you can have snow in one part of the park and just green in the other.
Yeah, it's highly variable, the temperatures there, because the elevation changes so much. So this is they call them red dogs, the calves, when they're red like that. Nursing on the mother. And this is the little calf just in the middle of the highway. And mama comes up. So Beck and I just headed to do a hike one time. So we this was in the Lamar Valley, and we were just hiking along and we came up on this plateau, and suddenly we realized there was just this massive herd of bison that suddenly surrounded us. And we were like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? And so we decided, because they're very blind, I think what you know, if you startle them, you're gonna get charged. So we just decided to sort of cut through the middle of them and we just sang. And just like as if we were in the grizzly bear country. Well, it is grizzly bear country, but and we came out alive, so worked out for us. But oh my God, I was scared. I really was scared. I think I'm more scared of them than I am of bears, honestly. They're just, yeah, they're so unpredictable and dangerous. I'm more afraid of prey animals than bears. So this is a small herd of pronghorn, also commonly known as antelope, but they're not antelope. And I was photographing some ducks near this pond, and this pronghorn just started walking toward me. I don't think it saw me just because I was standing so still, and it just like, it got so close to me, I couldn't even get it into the whole lens. So it was a pretty exciting moment. Donna. Another really dangerous ungulate. Moose are super dangerous, especially if you have dogs.
Which
Just be
dogs are
aware.
not supposed to be in the park like this. They gotta stay on leash.
And then here's a female and she's shedding. You can see all the hair just kind of blowing in the wind coming off of it. Yeah. So springtime, everybody's like, you know, it's very cold there in the winter. And so when spring comes, they're just like everybody's shedding and they're not looking their best. And two twin mule deer fawns with their heads close together. So sweet, isn't it? With their eyelashes. And this is the only elk because Colorado has the largest elk population in North America. So I'm not going to show you all the pictures. But this people like pick up sheds and they had it near this campfire. And so it probably weighed 30 pounds. It was so heavy. It was surprisingly. Okay, so now we're getting to the mustelids. So this is the weasel family. So here's the long-tailed weasel that was hunting pikas on the Beartooth Highway, and that thing was zipping around so fast. I shot a few pictures of it, but man, it was really hard to photograph. It was so fast. And this is an American marten, pine marten, and he's standing on Buffalo Bill Cody's cabin right now.
Cool.
And this is the story I think I've told a couple times of us chasing the river otter across Yellowstone and hiking on all the gravel and stuff and carrying heavy equipment. But it was worth it because we got some just incredible.
Was that your 600mm lens?
Yeah, it's not the lens that's heavy, it's the tripod with the gimbal head. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got to upgrade. That thing's so heavy. So, and then just another shot. They're so cute.
So that's a river otter?
That's a river otter, yeah. Trapped out like a lot of small animals like that for their furs, and they're just starting to make a comeback. Okay, so this was funny. So we went into Slough Creek, which is in the Lamar, so the northern part of the park, and a lot of people hang out over there to see wolves. And you need a scope to do it because it's, you know, there's like dens over there, but it's probably a mile or better away. And so we pulled up to this area where there's like a trailhead, and we just saw this whole phalanx of photographers, and we're like, what are you shooting? And they said, oh, it's a mother badger, and she's got a den there. So I joined the phalanx, and somebody said, oh, he's coming or she's coming, and then this badger started digging the dirt, and then another badger started coming up from the ground. See the little face right here? Yeah. And that was the mother, and the male was trying to dig to get to her kids to kill them so that he could mate with the female again. Cool. So they got into a fight that was like the loudest thing. It was just incredible. And she like leaped out and she bit him like 3 times.
Ooh.
And he never bit her. He just they're a funny looking animal. They're really flat. Yeah, so he got chased off and he was very sad. He was just sitting in a corner. So.
So the mother won.
The mother won, yes. Okay, so now we're getting to the good stuff, the canids. This is why people come to Yellowstone, basically. So if you can see all three of these, it's a 3-dog day. So, red fox, a coyote and a wolf, and which is another cool thing. So red foxes typically weigh 10 to 12 pounds. They're really tiny, even though they look bigger because they're just so lanky. And a coyote typically is like 30, 35 pounds. And an average wolf is like 90 pounds. Of course, they can range up to 120, 150 pounds. So really cool. It's getting harder to see wolves in Yellowstone. You used to be able to see them like right next to the road, but I think the rangers are scaring them off because of all the trophy hunting of wolves in Wyoming and Montana, which is just terribly sad. It's drawing down the pack sizes. So this is a red fox that's on the road and people are feeding it. So it was habituated to the road, which is a little bit sad, but
Don't feed the animals.
don't feed the animals because they can get run over. So you're not really helping them. And the foxes are really blonde in Yellowstone for some reason. I don't know why I cut his tail off there, but anyway, and there's a coyote, super furry and cute. And I have never gotten a good wolf picture yet. So, but here's representative what I have. So these are elk, and then here's the wolves, and we were like super far away. This was in the Hayden Valley.
So are the wolves hunting the elk?
Yes.
Yep. And the elk are watching them, and the wolves never detected them. It was really funny. So, and then you can just see the wolves are going, the little black dots.
That was about a mile away watching.
Yeah, they were super far away. This is really cropped in. And then we had one next to the road, and of course I didn't have my right camera, so I ran back to get my camera, and then I like missed the shot. So, okay, so the thing that I love to photograph the most in Yellowstone are bears. So this this is a bear scat. This is actually near Rocky Mountain Park. I have pictures of me doing this in Yellowstone too, but this one was easy to find. Oops. This was just a little female black bear. So they overheat really readily. So to stay cool, the bears will jump into a body of water to cool off. And so she had just gotten into a little creek, and she had a couple of cubs just up in a tree, and we never did get to see her cubs. But because they'll go up there and they'll take a nap for hours. And then this is also a black bear. So black bears come in a whole bunch of shades, but in the West, they're often cinnamon colored. So that's a cinnamon colored black bear.
How do
And
you tell the difference?
well, I did that last time. I'm not going to do it now. So there's mating pair. So the male is the cinnamon and the female is the black bear. And then many thanks to Gary for his topaz use. This is a picture I took a few years ago when I didn't have good equipment. So you're taking black bears under cloudy conditions and they're moving, and baby black bears really zoom fast. So so anyway, thanks to Gary, you can see the one baby black bear about to leap onto the log there. But so this is the last time we went, and this better lighting condition, better camera. Okay, so now we're going to talk about grizzly bears. So yeah, hike in groups of 3 to 4 or more, make a lot of noise. You don't want to be stealthy. People who get attacked by grizzly bears are often alone. Sometimes they're running. Sometimes you see people running in Yellowstone Park, which is just so stupid. I don't get it. So, and again, make sure that you're carrying bear spray. Oftentimes when you see grizzly bears in Yellowstone, this is what you see. You just see like a bear with its face down in the grass, and you never get a face. And I showed this the last time I did a talk about photographing bears in Yellowstone. This was this female, and she had these 3 little tiny footballs, cubs with her. And there they come, they're coming up to her to nurse.
What's their normal litter?
It can be like 2 to 4, but typically it's like 2 to 3.
Yeah.
And they're very super slow to breed. So a grizzly bear female will not come into breeding until she's at least like 6, maybe even 8 years old. And then she's only going to have a litter of cubs like every like 3 to 4 years. So there's, you know, a huge interval between litters, so that's why they're so endangered. They just are super slow to breed. So those are those same bears 2 years later. Isn't that incredible? Yeah, I remember thinking, oh my God, I hope the little one at the very end, I was like, I hope it lives. It's so little. It's just unimaginable, but here they are.
So how did you know it was the same bear?
Because they're very territorial, they sort of hang out in the same place. Yeah, so we kind of have a story about this one too. So we were we were up on a road, like the highway, and they have like a little shoulder where you can pull off. And there's like a ton of people just watching them and photographing them. And this one guy decided he was going to get closer to him with his little lens. And he starts walking toward him. And we, Rebecca and I and our friend just started shouting at him. And pretty soon, like the whole crowd is shouting at him. And so we got him to come back. But it's just like people just do stupid things with bears. You see it all the time. It's just like I have no compunction about yelling at people because they're just crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and in that case, those kinds of instances, the bear will be the one that receives the punishment,
Yeah.
not the person.
Yeah, because they get put down. So, so we know the bear. So this bear is the mother is Raspberry, and sadly she just died last year. She got attacked by a male, and so her cub probably didn't survive because it was pretty new. And then this is the unknown male, the boar, who came and he mated with Raspberry's daughter, who's on the left, and she's shaking snow because it's like this sleet and they're very wet, so they kept shaking off. And so the unknown boar and Jam, which is the daughter, they were mating and they were hanging out by the road for like hours, and we literally got like thousands of pictures.
So he's on his back and she's the one on top.
Playing with them. So we were just so super lucky to see this.
Wow.
Hours.
They were just so adorable and just so playful with each other. It was really incredible. Because they're both fairly young, I think. So he's trying to mount her there and she's like, nope. And she sits down. Then she decided to pick up a stick and play with the stick. And then when they were done, the male kind of just went off by himself. It had snowed and he just like hung out.
So
Next to the road.
Did I
Yeah,
see
you
that?
got your tags.
Good.
Yeah, I took the ear tags out in this photo just because. But you can see the ice on the gravel. You can see his claws.
This is just like 2 days later.
Yeah.
After with them playing in the wet.
Yeah, we just
So
got
that's how
like
quick it changes.
Yeah, the weather's very variable, especially in the spring. And then this is Raspberry's other cub. We photographed her since she was a tiny baby. This is Snow. And Snow now has 2 cubs that she sent off. So right there, she's hiding her mammary glands from them. They keep trying to nurse and she's like, no. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. That was great.
Anybody have questions?
Any questions?
Which month were you there?
We usually go in May, end of May, like Memorial Weekend. So the prices go up after Memorial Weekend. And you don't want to go to photograph wildlife in the summer months because it's too hot. And so the animals go up high, so you're not going to see them as much. And there's just way too many people. So it's best to go like spring, fall, and winter, honestly.
We've had the best luck going, like she said, about 12 days before Memorial Day weekend. And we stayed at full time, and you got to go in every day. One of the other things that we can tell you is talk to people, because as you know, photographers love to talk about what they're shooting, and they love to show you, their equipment and stuff like that. So, you know, if you get to know people, you'll get to know the area. They'll start telling you, you know, like where to go look for certain things a lot of times. Sometimes they won't because they looked up on something and they don't want to scare it off, or they don't want riffraff coming in there like Phil, you know, that kind of thing.
Would somebody turn on at least one light in the center?
How long are you out there, and then?
At the beginning of the trip, we were like, sometimes we get up at 3 in the morning and we get out there first light, and then we come back when it's dark, and then. Like a few days later, we're so tired, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we take a nap in the middle of the day like the animals, but they're very cold adapted, so it's good to like plan to be up like early morning and then in the evening. Yeah.
Where do you stay?
We usually stay at Elephant Head Lodge on the Cody side, so it's about a 10-hour drive from here.
We've also stayed at Pahashka, which is about a mile from the entrance. And that is where Buffalo Bill Cody's
Yeah,
cabin
and
is.
then you can do stuff like Gardner or on the northeast corner of the park, the Montana side, Silvergate.
Yeah.
There's cabins and things. There's like you can get a hotel like at Mammoth Hot Springs. You can.
Well, when you were
camp.
talking about the Beartooth Highway, that's what you were talking
Yep.
about.
Yeah, when we
There
were
was
at
so
Gardner
many-
one time.
Yeah, and then there's camping facilities, but you have to like book ahead like a year in advance. So so you can move around to different places, which would be really fun. We don't have a camper. I wish we could do that because it would be really cool to just like be in the park and not have to drive in because it takes a while to get in.
But from the place that we stay at, it takes about 15-20 minutes to get in, not really good into the park. Just plan on driving all day, plan on, you know, have your window shades so that you can take a nap midday because you're gonna be tired. Take your food, take your, you know, all your water and stuff like that. There
And
are
most people
places,
don't get out of their car, so
Yeah.
that's the other thing. It's really nice if you can manage to get.
yeah, if you can get out, walk around, you'll see more,
Yeah,
so.
all right, thank you.
All right, we'll take a short break and then come back and view member photos. Take a look at the items on the table back there. If you want to buy it.
There's some magazines back there on the table. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, you're gonna pick them up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope I can get these darn things to hide. There we go.
First one is Ann.
Yeah, so this is, along the short Mount Washington. And, this is near just outside of Cormaior in Italy. We actually, we took our time getting started on the trail that day because our clothes didn't dry overnight, so so we're leaving our clothes out in the sun, and while we were waiting, a couple of ibex. I mean, we're actually quite a distance away here, this is a lot closer, but, yeah, so we had a little show of, we're waiting for our clothes to dry.
Got a quick question.
Yeah.
Rebecca, how do I get rid of this view window up here?
Go up to your upper right, no, yes, you're right. And
Yeah,
well,
right.
you wanted to have it to where you set it to where it was just one and you pull it, but you can grab it and drag it. Just grab the top
At the top
up
of
a
it,
little bit more.
a little bit further up.
There you go.
Ah,
Now
there
Like
it
that one.
is.
There it is.
Thank
There you
you.
go.
And then
Thank you,
scooch
thank
it
you.
out of the way.
Yes.
I love good tech support. Okay, here we go. Next one. Oh, past it. There we go.
Oh,
This is Bruce Leslie.
Yeah, that's me, and I haven't been here for some time because I was serving on city council, so
Yes.
we had a conflict in times, but this is Week on the Isle of Skye. And I just love this sheet because it looked like he was wearing wellies, Western wellies.
Yeah.
It looks like a cowhide, but he and I were staring at each other, and so I just love the shot.
That is so cool.
This is my picture. I took it out at Rocky Mountain Arsenal. But, looks like that magpie's asking for permission to get on his back and see if he can find some bugs.
Great shot.
Nice one.
And, this is Carolyn.
My daughter and I did a little road trip to go see the sandhill crane migration 2 weeks ago. And it was awesome. It was so fun. We got in kind of late, but it was perfect because that's when they were kind of coming down and nesting. So there was a little more action than during the day in the fields and stuff like that. So this was Monte Vista.
And this is, Doug Hogan.
Yeah, it's a couple of monkeys.
Okay.
This is in Nagano, Japan. And they're the snow monkeys. And they survive the winter time by hanging out in thermally heated pools of water next to a river. And that's what they do.
I love their red face.
They've been in the water too long.
And if you walk up to where they are, and they'll come right next to you. You're not supposed to touch them, but they have free run of anything they want to do.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them up there.
And this
Hey,
is
Dwight.
Dwight. Are you on, Dwight?
Yes, I am. This is a desert bighorn that's probably 5 to 7 miles from my home. My son and I were up at my daughter's house helping her with a little project. And as we were coming down, I had mentioned to him that these bighorn have been in this area. And he says, yeah, I see them, all the time going to work, but they're usually on the other side of the road, several hundred yards away. And about that time we came around the corner and this guy was standing on a rock looking out. I did not have my camera. I drove home, got the camera. He brought me back. And about 400 exposures later, this is one of them.
Very nice.
Great shot. It was worth taking 400 frames for one nice one.
Well, I got quite a few nice ones.
Gary, this is yours.
Turtle. Okay.
Red-eared slider.
Is that it?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, this was taken at Chico Basin Ranch.
Smaller.
Oh, this is from a few years back in Costa Rica, yeah. I took this from the pool, I think. He was just hanging out there.
Was he howling?
They were before, but I think at this point in time, he was just staring.
Great shot.
Yeah, are these monkeys dangerous at all? They just steal
Yeah,
your
you stay
blind if
away
they get a
from
chance,
them.
right?
Yeah, you don't want to mess with them, I don't think.
Let's just say you don't want to be underneath them.
No.
Yeah.
Because if they
Yeah,
get.
they throw stuff at you, right?
Wow.
And Harry,
That's mine. I'm not a wildlife photographer, so I zip tied that branch to a bird feeder on the back of my window and it plopped itself down in the post for me. You know what kind of bird it is, I want to know.
it's a house finch is what it is.
It's a male house finch.
Yes. But they're
Beautiful.
pretty, and sometimes that red gets really intense. It's very pretty little bird.
That was a great idea. If you really zip tied that to it, that's great.
Yeah, I read that somewhere. It said, put a bird feeder out, put some branches on so they can land on it and then you don't have the bird feeder in there.
Yeah,
Good idea.
that worked. Nice shot.
And this is James Clark. Is James here? I haven't seen him.
No,
Got a fish.
sure does. Cool.
Jeff Jenkins.
On Little Kestrel.
Kestrel, yes. Jim Darling, Jim's here.
Hi, this is a somewhat private moment between two white, American white ibises. It looks like they're doing some kind of ritual or courting. But this is out in Beaufort, North Carolina. I was there last week. I rented 100 to 400 lens. I thought 600 might be a little bit much for my first.
Never.
It's also more expensive, but this is really, there was a whole flock of these, and you'll see more later, but they were out in a pond in my sister's little neighborhood. And I went out early morning before sunrise, and I laid in the grass, and I was out there for half an hour. This is just the two that kind of walked away and did their thing. Felt like I was intruding.
So did this convince you to get a lens?
Well, budget is still a factor. But it was really fun, and yes, there was a cardinal right across from the street from my sister's place, and you know, it was kind of far, and with 400, it was nothing, you know. So a lot of times I thought, wow, this is really great, but I really wish I had 600. But I had to be close, you know. 400 to 1.4.
Yeah.
There you
And this is Yitka.
Yeah, I shot this in Tanzania 6 months ago. And elephants were my favorite from the 3 safaris that we did in Tanzania that week. And this was just such a sweet little group. I don't know their relations. It was probably mother and 2 of her kids most likely. But I like how synchronized they were with their trunks drinking from the river.
That's great.
Yep. Well, you get the big tusks on the back one.
Yeah.
Little tusks on that, and they're not started yet. I don't know where it's big.
Great.
Joe.
That's me. These are just a couple of mountain goats that I saw after we had gone to the top of Mount Evans. At the time it was called Mount Evans. I changed the name of the photograph to Blue Sky Goats since they changed. And also the sky was just so great and blue in the backgrounds. And on the way back down, these guys they were crawling around all over the place. There was a lot more of them than just these 2, but they ended up being in my frame, so.
What time of year did you go?
Oh, this was probably early fall.
Early fall?
Yeah.
And when I've gone up before, they're shedding, and they just look kind of ragged.
Can't wait for the road to open back up next year.
Yes. And John Reed.
Well, that's a St. Augustine Beach, Florida, last spring, and I spent a pretty good piece of the morning with this guy. He's posing and dancing and swimming and surfing. I think I took probably 1,400 shots of this. I have a real nice sequence of this one, and that's the ta-da moment. And that's the one I like.
Yeah.
Wonderful image.
Yes, great picture. And Larry, Billy. You not here tonight? Guess not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We can say this and recycle.
Yeah. Why not?
Bonnie.
Snow monkey, again, Japan. Gary asked me to send one snow monkey. I wanted him to take a picture. Look at my snow fairies, which I cared about. He wanted a snow monkey, so I gave him this. He kind of did his magic and told me to put it in the competition. So I sent it in for a sign, whatever. That's all.
That's really good.
Yeah, I love this picture.
Yes.
Great job. And I understand our good friend Gary had a lot to do with it.
Yes, he did, as always.
No, you gotta get the picture. If you don't get the picture, I can't do anything to it.
Oh, yes, you can.
And Mark Adler.
That was up in Alaska at
Beluga Point, looking away from the water, obviously, and there's this black bear just having a great old time up there. It's quite a long shot. So it fit for this month.
Yeah, there you go. Good color.
That's great composition. I love it.
Mark Castleman.
So that is up at Panorama Point at Golden Gate Canyon State Park. And this was shortly after I got my 150 to 600, and that's at 600 millimeters. And I just sat there and waited for one of them to peek its head up over that rock.
Yeah.
So, you know, no tripod or anything.
Nice.
Yes, came out real nice.
Good shot.
I would bet you could see your reflection in the eye if you were to zoom out.
Maybe so, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yes, you can.
You can, you think?
Yes, I could bring that out.
You're gonna put anything he wants in that.
No, really. Here,
Yeah.
That's so much.
wait a minute, get back to him. Where'd he go? There he is. Here, you can see, here, look.
Got a white t-shirt on?
Right here.
Yeah.
Right here. Bring that out. That would be fun. Okay, never mind. Here we go.
And Mike Irwin.
Not very wild, but meaningful because that's my first fly caught trout. You know, in Colorado. So it was a matter of trying not to fumble finger the camera into the water. I was just thankful to come back with one photo.
I like
And
how
the fish.
the net sort of matches the pattern on the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Oh.
Mike Goss.
Hi, yeah, I'm out here on Zoom tonight. These are Arctic terns up in Iceland, at a place called Vigar Island. And when you walk near their nesting sites, it's kind of like being in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. They sort of swarm all around and dive bomb you, but they're beautiful birds and just amazing.
Great shot. I've tried to get a shot in Iceland. Never was
Really?
successful.
Yeah.
It is a good shot. I like it a lot.
Great placement in the frame. Cool.
Yes.
And you'll be walking along and not aware that you're near their nest. You can't see their nest. It's on the ground somewhere.
Mhm.
And then suddenly they'll start attacking you.
Yeah, the Icelanders have figured out what you do is you hold a stick up above your head because they're going to whack the tallest thing on you. And so they'll whack the stick instead of your head.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I like that. Great photo.
Great. Yeah.
Thanks.
Nancy Basham.
That's me. This is taken outside of Taos, New Mexico. And there were several other sheep, bighorn sheep around, and this one was off by himself and just looked right at me and.
Is that photo stack?
Nice.
Bill.
This was after a long hike to my front yard. Just flowers on a bush, and this was like a week and a half ago.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta remember that wildlife is not only bears and moose and birds, it also is insects and flowers too.
And amphibian.
And this is Phyllis.
Yeah, so this is my getting out last year, so my backyard. The squirrels were lots of fun.
Rachel.
Yep, that's me. Fun coincidence that it's another squirrel.
But in a cacti.
Yeah, we were in Tucson in February and it was amazing. This little guy was wandering around. You can see the thorns and you can even see some of the cactus flesh in his mouth and just wandering around and right at home.
Oh, he's eating the cactus.
Yeah, as you can see, he's spitting off that one little arm.
Gotta be very careful.
Yeah.
Raymond,
So I'm calling this the Lovebirds. This is on the Falkland Islands that we were on the cruise. And there were thousands of these emperor penguins, but these two stood out for me.
There you go. Yeah, welcome back, Raymond, after a long absence.
Thank you.
Becca,
This was about 100 yards from here on the west side of the reservoir, right behind us. A snowy egret fishing.
Wow.
Yeah.
that looks like it's gonna fall over.
He had taken off from the rocks and then he saw something and it was like snack. So just look.
Great cap.
Yeah,
Yes, nice catch.
like the reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sherry. I don't see her tonight.
Yeah.
Mark,
Multi-shot photo session. I just kept getting closer and closer and closer, and it's one of my favorites because the focus is really crisp, but labeled this there.
It's got kind of that.
where did you see it?
We have some property on Red Feather Lake, so this is.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I like putting it in the square format to display it.
Yeah.
It looks great that way. Mhm.
Joe,
Well, we already went over this,
Yeah, we
but this was the,
Yeah, how did,
yeah, how'd that get in there?
goats up at,
Oh.
Mount Blue Sky.
it's gotta be something with, never mind, doesn't matter, okay.
Jim,
Juvenile bald eagle at Rocky Mountain Arsenal Wildlife, no, what?
National.
You know where I'm talking. Refuge.
Refuge.
Yeah, he was just in a tree right along the road. I had just purchased a 200 to 600 lens. Never shot anything like this. And just got lucky.
Wow.
Nice.
And hell.
Oh, that turned out great.
and Wendy,
This is two jackals, they got in a tip near a water hole and it's dusk in Botswana, 2024, I took this.
Wow.
Really low light conditions.
They look a lot like coyotes,
They are totally related to a coyote.
are they?
Yeah.
Nice.
Zach here.
That's in Santa Fe.
Ah,
Nice shot.
it's a nice shot though. I like it a lot.
I think that was one that he did on film, you know, he's really been playing with analog, so I think it's an analog film, on his,
Yeah.
this Hasselblad
Oh, nice.
format,
Yeah, the title says Ectochrome.
yeah.
Yeah,
I used to shoot Ectochrome
yeah, so did I.
back in the day.
Yes.
It goes around.
Okay.
So
That
that probably
takes
is
care
all
of
of the A's.
Here we go. Get rid of this thing. Yeah, I left that.
And this is Ann. Yeah.
So this is a chamois, also known as a chamois, which is where you get chamois cloth from. So this is just a meadow outside of Immelbach, Switzerland in the Alps. I didn't know what it was when I shot it. And I'm like, but I like the way it's just kind of sitting there in the vegetation. It's kind of
Nice.
Carl,
This is mine. I'm kind of curious how this shot would come out on the screen. I took it from pretty long distance. But it's two eagles and they're working on a dead goose in the ice.
Is that the arsenal?
No, this is up, a friend of mine had a winery that's on the Boulder County, Larimer County line. And he had a lake out behind his house.
Was the wine good?
It was delicious.
What's that?
Was the wine good?
It's all gone. He had to give it up.
Yeah, he actually had wonderful wine.
And this is Carolyn.
Stay for 2 months, that area.
I like how you got them so that they're both looking at the same direction.
Yeah,
Just,
you got enough blur in the background.
How long is this migration?
Yeah.
It's a month, but the peak is, they have a crane festival, so they kind of plan where the peak is. So I would say that was like March 12th. So you'll still be able to see them, but not in the big walk.
Oh, yeah.
That there was probably, I talked to a ranger, there's probably about 3,000 at the time.
I think they're still in Nebraska right now.
Yeah.
yeah, but the ones in Nebraska are different than these. This is Monte Vista, right?
Right. But they're all, I think they're sandhill cranes.
They're sandhill cranes, but they're slightly different.
And then-
The ones in Nebraska are smaller.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't, that's what I've read. So,
Are you thinking?
Pardon?
No,
No, they're sandhill cranes. But I think these cranes winter at Baca del Apache in New Mexico in the wintertime. And then, you know, when you get into the spring coming, they move up to around Monte Vista. And then after they've been there a while, they move on a little farther. And so
It was fascinating. I was talking to the ranger and, there's a refuge there and Coors supplies the barley. So what happens is there's a farmer and he part of the land, he grows barley and then they like cut it down a couple weeks before the migration. So there's food for these birds. So they know that, and I guess they specifically eat barley.
Yeah.
And then the farmer will do alfalfa in the other field as payment for growing and taking care of the farm. So it's really fascinating.
Cool.
Nice.
this is Doug again.
That's another Japanese monkey. It was snowing that day. You can kind of see a little bit of snow on his fur.
Gary, can you see the reflection?
On a picture like this, I
see the stuff.
think it's so important to have the eyes in sharp focus, make the picture, and you definitely met that.
Actually, there is one image that I don't think we have here that I processed for Lonnie. And yeah, you can definitely see all of the things in the background reflected in the monkey's eye. All right, since I hit it so many times, it doesn't want to go. There it is.
Now we're Dwight again. Are you still there, Dwight?
I am, and these guys joined the elder bighorn sheep. Talking about getting images in eyes, I took a picture down in Houston of a gator, and you can very plainly see my reflection and the camera in the gator's eye.
You were too close then.
This is a great capture. The timing was perfect, Dwight. Look at this.
But the two lower ones both have their mouths open like they're talking, so I kind of like.
One of the eyes, because they're so freaky looking.
Yeah, I wish this would zoom in closer, but
Doesn't zoom very much.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, they have weird eyes.
They do. It's like horizontal slit.
Oh, and this is Gary.
This one's at Metzger Farm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
You gotta turn that into the calendar.
Yeah. Was that recent?
No, that was a couple years ago.
Somebody's snowing around.
Yeah.
All right.
That was when
In that 1 week period.
Yeah.
That's photoshopped in.
Gary, seeing a fox like that, is that just, like everything else, is just by chance, or
Yeah.
you know that they're around? I mean, it's good. You can, well, and then sometimes people know there's a den or something. Come on, was that a dumb question? I've never seen a fox in the wild like that, and it's sort of my dream to be able to do that.
I have, I skim every morning on my running camera crossing my driveway.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I never see anything.
A bird in Costa Rica, I don't know what that.
I've never.
See,
A little one.
a banana with nails to it,
I have no idea what it is, so,
or plantain.
and this is Harry.
That sunrise at Brainerd Lake a few years ago. It's the first time I've ever been there, and weirdly, it was kind of dark there, and just, I was taking a picture, and this woman comes from nowhere. And she says to me, "That's my rock. Don't take a picture of my rock." And then she stands up on the rock and says, "Can you take some of my pictures?" And I was like, how about you give me your phone? Because I'm not gonna send you any photos. It was really, really odd because she came from nowhere. I don't know where, she was sleeping in the bushes. It don't bothers me, you know, it's like, I don't know where these people find me. I have it sitting like that all the time.
That's a pretty picture.
Yeah, thank you.
That's just Jim again, darling.
Oh, yeah, this is more of the block.
No.
Yeah, I just love why the one is kind of neck back like that. It seems like another kind of dance or some kind of way to get attention.
It's a yoga move.
Yeah,
It's very flexible.
They were all flapping and you can see some water in the background. But yeah, that was just small part of the group. Again, they're really graceful and beautiful.
Jim Neville.
This is mine. I kind of was trying to explore Denver a little bit, and this is really close to where REI and that general neighborhood on the interstate was. It's just well, one exit down.
Mm-hmm.
Yitka.
There's a squirrel eating a little cone, looking cute. This is on the hike to Thunder Lake in the Wild Basin in late September, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, he was just posing there and I got a whole series of photos. Super cute.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, this is my favorite hike. It's called Lone Pine Lake. It's about 6 miles up out of the east inlet of Grand Lake. And so this is my spot where I go have lunch. And this guy was in the water one day, so I just took a shot. Nice.
John. This was Uganda, 2024, 2-day trek, and we saw 2 families. And this guy, if I'd had a cigarette, I'd offered it to him. He had just been made. And he was a little tired, and a little confused. So I thought the look was classic.
Looks more like a cigar guy.
They actually have video of the active thing when once. Not appropriate for.
Good shot.
Oh, there's Lonnie's picture.
Wow, oh, yes, well, it's mine and Gary's because I was able to get this picture, I don't know how. But anyway, it was so far away. This is a snow fairy and their bodies only get up to 6 inches. And I had a 300 millimeter lens, everybody else had 600 millimeter lenses. I was the only one who was able to get a bunch of pictures. I loved it so much, I didn't want to touch it. I sent it over to Gary to take care of it for me. So they did a wonderful job, and you can take it from there. I'll just leave it there. is it called a snowberry and, Hokkaido, Japan.
Japan, yeah.
And it's the only, it only is up there, it's in Hokkaido, you can't find it anywhere else.
Wow.
Very nice.
When they're tucked in, they look like a snowball.
Yeah.
All you see is that white body.
Beautiful explosion, sharp, just.
Yeah, it's us.
It's a happy, high shutter speed.
It was, 3200.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Great shot.
Yes. Mark, never.
That's actually a drone shot, looking towards El Dorado Canyon there.
Nice.
Is that Fowler Ridge on the left side? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that
That's
would
where
be,
Carl goes birding up along this ridge.
yes,
That's the railroad track up there, I think.
yes, there is. Mark,
Up in Red Feather again, and I was actually opposite directions, shooting some osprey that were diving on the lake. And I hear this noise behind me and I do the 180 and there's chubs. There you go, bud.
Nice shot.
yes, it is, turned out great.
Yeah.
Mark,
That's at the Arsenal. And yeah, he's just sort of hanging out there. But yeah, that's also probably close to 600 millimeters because his ranger in South Dakota once explained to me, they're not afraid of you, they're annoyed by you.
Yep. Nice.
Mike Irwin.
Out just walking, looking, and like the way this one composed.
Yeah. Good shot.
I love the color saturation on it.
Yeah, I do too. And you wonder why they call it Robin Redbreast, right?
This one explained it.
Mike Goss, are you on
Yeah.
again?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, this is in Iceland again. This is a nature reserve there. They have a viewing platform set right by this cliff where there's all these birds nesting. And this it's a northern fulmar. It's a kind of a gull, I think. And it was just sort of hovering there. There's a big updraft along the cliff. And so it's just sort of hovering there in front of the cliff. And the cliff has all this lupine purple flowers growing on. It's just a really pretty sight.
Nice capture.
Nice.
Yes, very nice.
Thanks.
Bill,
This is out at the Arsenal, in January of this year. So there was a couple in that tree. This one, and they were obscured by branches, but this is the best shot I could get.
This is that dead tree on the backside.
It's, no, it's real close to the wildlife drive.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Lake Ladora? There's a little outcropping, you walk out. Anyway, he was right there.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Bill is brown.
Oh, squirrel.
Another squirrel. I just like the way he was framed and then his toes on stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phyllis, it looks like a painting.
Yeah. Cool.
Rachel.
That's me, and it's Tucson, and so some strange wildlife I saw in Tucson. I love that it was right in front of the utility box.
Yeah.
The sign in the back said, if it's not grounded, it's not dead. And I thought, oh, that's perfect.
I see it's got a price tag on it too, $389.
It goes with all the mating photos we've seen.
That's a good one.
Raymond.
So this is in Kenya, the Masai Mara, and I'm calling this the gossips.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that's cool.
That's a little pond in Chatfield Farm, and it just popped out. And I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
Sherry is not here. Looks like a raven.
Good enough.
Tim,
This is not at the Rocky Mountain. Is anybody familiar with the West Bayou Ranch? No. Oh, you are? Cool. So I was fortunate enough to photograph a little outing there. It's, I think, 750 acres with about 500 head. And a guy from our church was the National Bison Association president. And so he has an outing that part of a fundraiser. And so he asked me to go along and photograph it so that he can use that to promote the next fundraiser. But it's pretty interesting because it's part of the Rebecca, you know, Alan Savoy project.
Something like that, yeah.
But it's all about, this guy was from Rhodesia. And he did some kind of studies and found out that, you know, trying to preserve the grasslands by keeping the animals out in Africa actually was more detrimental than the grasslands need, like here, the bison, to churn up the soil and promote a healthy grassland. And so it's pretty interesting project.
Where was the ranch?
It's south of Strasbourg. And you would never, I don't even know if I could find it again. There's no signage or anything like that, but it's actually, I don't know, it's got some historic designation. And they're gonna be using it to train people on this grassland preservation.
Neat.
this is Zoc again. He's not here. You're gonna speak on his behalf, Bill?
I don't know about this one, so you did tell me about the other one.
Ann,
Yeah, so this is in Koblenz, Germany. We were on a guided walking tour of the town. These two weeks were up on the top of the wall, just hanging out. I just like the lighting and the colors. These are, I think they're called Egyptian.
Yeah, and they're really loud. We saw them when we were in Koblenz in December. Yeah.
this is my picture. It's a golden eagle instead of a bald eagle. We see a lot of balds these days, but not very often do I see a golden. This was on Old St. Vrain Road near Lyons. Dwight? Are you there, Dwight?
Yeah, I'm still here, and this is the same group on a different set of rocks.
But this was a good capture also.
Yeah.
Great timing.
Thanks.
Ducks.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Hans?
This was also for my Costa Rica trip a few years back, blue jean frog, close to where we were staying.
Did you name him that, or is that an actual name?
That's not a name, it's not the scientific name, but that's what they call
It does look like he's wearing jeans.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Harry?
It's one of the few snowy days we had this winter, so I went out at sunset, Foothills Trail, trying to capture the spirit of snow.
That's about all we got.
Jim, Neville.
So I have no ability at finding animals, so. Years ago, so I went to take pictures of this, and I walked around a corner and the police suddenly arrived. There was yelling and screaming all over the place, and I walked right into an ICE protest. For one Thursday night or something. It was loud and noisy, but pretty benign. Lots of people pushing strollers through the protest. I ended up over here and I snapped those pictures. I enjoyed the lines. There was a long setting, so you see the star glow in the top left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice exposure.
Yeah, it's about as close as I get to well.
It's pretty harmless.
Just got.
Yeah, yeah,
This
there's
is
like,
the,
that is wildlife.
the African buffalo, I think, water buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
In Tanzania. And I believe this was at the Ngorongoro crater preservation area. It's not a national park, but it's like a national park. And then there was huge herd of these guys. And this one had some intense stare. And it just kind of popped out. So I like it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice shot.
Joe,
These are pelicans. This is at the outlet of the dam at the Shadow Mountain Reservoir. They're usually up in the reservoir where the Colorado River comes into Shadow Mountain. And then in the evening, they seem to kind of circle around and they come down here, and then everybody goes fishing right here too. So I'm assuming that that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
John, that's Katmai National Park in Alaska. And that's probably the winner of the Fat Bear Contest.
There you go.
And he just dipped down, grabbed one, peel it, eat it, throw half away, hardly get it. He did that one. And I think I watched that guy get 10 or 12 fish.
Oh.
you know, having a red fish like that sure
Yeah.
makes a interesting
The
photo.
males have that really, when that salmon, they have a real misshapen nose on the fish when they're in the river. The water was bred with these fish. They were just everywhere. They weren't working hard at all. You couldn't get a deal.
Nice shot.
Mark,
Yeah, I called that beam me up. I had my headlamp shining on there so I could see it in my display to try and get some sort of focus. That's what turned out. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mark
Kind
Bunch,
of a crossbreed between wildlife and my other passion of stop frame sports photography. Got a little wildlife in there though. I was
Yeah.
thinking near the Flatirons.
remember, this is open. You don't
Yeah,
have to
I
have wildlife in it
understand.
at all.
A little bit.
That's your options.
I got a buffalo picture, let me get that.
Is that last year's, Ralphie? They got a new one this year.
No,
Smaller.
this is several years ago.
Yeah, one they just got, about half that size.
Yeah, even a little lady.
Yeah.
This Phil,
This is at the Arsenal. Just a deer. I like the lighting.
Phyllis,
What the heck is that?
I do for each season, but I'm missing one. This was at the Botanic Gardens,
Ah, okay,
like the red berries.
yeah.
Rachel,
So urban wildlife. This is in downtown Arvada. And I just thought it was fun. Stog is there at the,
Was he being carded?
Queuing up.
yeah, he's queuing up for his sub and maybe a beer.
so we have a assigned subject of street photography coming up. You can just recite.
Oh, okay.
Black and
Ted,
white.
haven't seen it. Yeah, it's also like my surprise.
Nice shot.
This is Ringling.
Past near Georgetown, and I'm calling this just as advertised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great capture.
Yeah, I was lucky to see this road.
They know to cross right up their
Oh,
spine.
nice.
This is Chatfield.
And Becca,
It's Chatfield again. It's actually the same pond that the frog was in. Just, hovering and flying above it.
Those are so hard to capture.
yeah, how'd you get it in focus?
Luck.
Oh, okay.
A lot of it is luck, a lot of it is a cannon arm.
So the harder you work at it, the
Cannon
luckier
arm,
you're gonna get,
shutter
right?
speed, you know, those kind of things,
Mm.
and a lot of trying to catch it.
Yeah.
Not a one and done. It's-
Yeah, it's not a one, they were behaving a little bit, because they would come and they would sit
Uh,
for about 10 seconds. So you had to like get that timing in,
Mhm.
you know?
Great job.
Nice.
Yes.
And Sherry's not here?
Hmm. Red tent, isn't it? No,
I think that's a Cooper's Hawk.
that's a Cooper's. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And Tim,
Moose, west side of Rocky Mountain National.
Wow, nice.
Oh.
and Zoc again, and I think we know what this one is.
Bald eagle.
It's not a squirrel.
It's not a.
Not a squirrel.
Might have a.
No, that takes care of the pictures.
One more thing to see. Preview. Coming attractions.
I like that name.
I didn't even see it.
All right, so I'll see you Friday night if you want, log in.
All right. That'll be this Friday. Thanks, everybody. Some great photos this month. Oh, great work, everybody. Someone hit the lights back there.
Thank you. I have a.
Great group of photos.
Yes.